When warships sank in the vast oceans of World War II, survival wasn't just a matter of skill. It was often left to the few items men could grab as the water swallowed steel and fire. Sailors feared what came next. Weeks adrift under scorching sun by day and freezing winds by night, surrounded by salt water they could not drink. For those who were lucky enough to scramble into lifeboats or rafts, there was one object waiting for them: the survival box. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't comfortable, and many dreaded opening it because they knew what it meant. That box was the line between life and death, and the supplies inside told a harsh story of what survival at sea truly required. Before diving into the details, it's important to understand why this box was both a lifeline and a source of dread. It meant the worst had already happened, and now survival would depend on rationing, discipline, and sheer endurance. Naval planners during World War II knew the sea claimed more lives than enemy fire. Sailors lost in torpedo attacks, aerial bombings, or sudden shipwrecks often perished from exposure, thirst, or starvation long before help could arrive. The survival box was developed as a standard emergency pack, stored inside rafts or lifeboats ready to float when a vessel went under. Its design was brutal in its simplicity: waterproof, buoyant, and packed with only the barest essentials. It was not meant to make men comfortable, but to buy them time to be spotted by reconnaissance planes or ships, or time to drift closer to land. Opening the survival box often crushed spirits because the rations reminded sailors of just how dire their situation was. They would find tins of hard biscuits, compressed food bars, or small blocks of pemmican. The most infamous inclusion was high-calorie chocolate, dense and bitter, designed for endurance rather than taste. Malted milk tablets sometimes appeared, giving a short burst of energy. The quantities were so small they could not be eaten freely. Sailors had to divide tiny pieces among multiple men, often stretching a day's food into something no larger than a matchbox. Survivalists today can learn a clear lesson here. Energy-dense, non-perishable food is vital in an emergency kit. If you build your own survival pack for camping, boating, or emergencies, focus on compact items that can last for years without spoiling. Protein bars, vacuum-sealed nuts, or freeze-dried meals are modern equivalents. The most dreaded discovery in the box was the limited water supply. Sailors might find a few small sealed tins or wax cartons, but it was never enough. Many boxes included simple tools to collect rainwater, such as sponges, canvas buckets, or cloth sheets that could funnel drops into containers. Some later models carried desalination tablets to make seawater drinkable, though these were not always effective. The rule of survival at sea became clear: conserve every drop and find ways to collect more. This is a principle that applies today just as strongly. Anyone preparing an emergency kit should prioritize multiple small water containers, purification tablets, and methods for capturing water. At sea, this could be a tarp or even a plastic sheet for rain collection. On land, a compact filter or iodine tablets could be the difference between life and death. The box also carried basic tools, though none of them made survival easy. Fishing hooks and lines allowed sailors to attempt catching food from the sea, but patience and energy were required, and honestly, many were just too weak to fish effectively. Small knives, waterproof matches, and sometimes flares gave them limited ability to prepare or signal. Some kits included signal mirrors or sea dye markers, powder that turned the ocean water around them into bright colours, visible to planes overhead. Survivalists studying these kits today can apply the same logic. A good emergency pack should not just provide immediate relief, but also increase chances of rescue. Simple items like whistles, reflective tape, or compact LED strobes serve the same purpose as flares and mirrors did in the 1940s. Injury and illness were constant threats for shipwrecked sailors. The survival box often contained basic medical items such as iodine, bandages, sulfur tablets to fight infection, and seasickness medication. While small, these items could prevent minor injuries from becoming deadly. From a practical standpoint, this really reinforces why every survival kit today should carry at least a compact first aid package. Antiseptic wipes, adhesive bandages, and pain relievers are not luxuries. They can keep someone functional long enough to make it through. One overlooked aspect of the naval survival box was how it attempted to preserve morale. Some kits included waterproof playing cards, short instruction manuals, or even prayer booklets. Authorities knew the greatest threat after thirst and hunger was hopelessness. Men who lost the will to survive rarely lasted long. The lesson here is profound. A survival kit should not only prepare the body, but also protect the mind. In modern terms, even something small, a notebook and pencil, or a pack of cards, can help maintain sanity during long hours of waiting. The forgotten survival box of World War II is not just a relic, it is a blueprint. Every item inside, from the bitter chocolate to the crude water tools, represents a choice made under the pressure of war. Today, anyone building a survival pack for the outdoors or emergency planning can adapt these principles. Start by asking, what will keep me alive for 72 hours if all else fails? Pack energy-dense food, secure water sources, basic tools, medical gear, and something to maintain focus. Then, test your kit in controlled conditions to ensure everything works, just as sailors once relied on their box without question. The forgotten survival box no sailor wanted to open is a stark reminder of how fragile life was on the seas of World War II. To open it was to face the worst, but it was also the only chance of seeing rescue. For history buffs, it reveals the ingenuity and harshness of wartime planning. For survivalists, it provides a model still relevant today. If this dive into overlooked survival history gave you something valuable, make sure you subscribe to In the Beginning and share this with others who want to uncover the hidden tools and forgotten strategies that once kept men alive against all odds. More untold wartime survival secrets are waiting